A very good evening then, and a warm welcome to all of you who are joining today once again. Like we promised, another player, another top-notch team who are going to play here in the League of Champions. Very quickly, a little bit just about the League of Champions. Remember, the League of Champions is as good as the Champions League in football, where we have only the champion teams that are playing this specific tournament. How are these champion teams qualifying? We have the open tournaments that we play. We have the university tournaments that we organize throughout the year, and the teams that make it to the top, like the top four, the top five teams that make it to the top 16 will then qualify to the League of Champions. So that's how this format goes. Then only the top teams, the fierce teams, or the competitive teams and champion teams will get to play this specific championship. And one such team then today, we have Galaxy Esports. I'm sure you heard about them. We have Rossi then. He's sitting right here in front of me. I have a quick chat with him. Rossi, very good evening, first
Good
of all.
evening, good evening. Yep,
And if you can just give us a little bit about yourself, we've let me tell you, we've spoken to a few teams, and some teams mentioned that we want to beat Galaxy
yep,
Esports.
yep,
So that is the kind of brand that you've created for yourself in the esports segment.
yep.
So come on, let's hear from you then.
Well, I'm myself Rossi. I'll go under real name of Kiran, and I'm currently playing in professional Valorant scene. And I have been in the previous gaming platform also. It was called a CS:GO before, and I have been achieved internationally and nationally as well, and have gained a small successful career in that game as well.
Superb, superb. Since we heard from you, talk us to your team members as well as to how have you guys come together as one group.
Yep.
How has this journey been? How have you picked them up, and how has it, how's it going like?
Well, we were all CS friends before. The game called CS. We were all friends before than that, so we were actually teammates as well. One of my friend was is still there in my team right now. So since from then we all just met up, and I found these other two players who are called Lost Interest on LAN and everything. So basically, we are all good friends since CS times. So, but problem is everybody switched earlier, and me and my friends switched lately, and like now we have gathered up on a mutual talk and mutual understanding. Now we have formed a great team. Like
Superb.
currently we people specifically like tell us that we are kind of tier one and top tier two. Bit in between that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We heard quite a lot about you guys. And when you're saying that you are a team that's been playing CS, that's quite some time that you guys have been together. I'm assuming the kind of communication, bonding, team play must have evolved as well as time progresses.
Yep.
And by now, you must be knowing in and out of how your team players play, what's going to happen. So that is
Yes.
really
Yes.
great. Works
Exactly.
in your favor. With that, also, if you can tell us, Rossi, you've played some tournaments with us as well. So, what is the kind of experience that you had with ESI Mogo in terms of the tournaments, that you played?
Well, tournament wise, I really had a good experience. Let me tell you, one specific reason is they always made us the comfortable schedule because we were a new team, and we, as in players and as in our manager, requested that we have to practice at the same day and we have to play the tournament at the same day. So we requested for the specific time changes and everything in tournament, and they delivered it. And end of the day, even as usual, like prize money and everything has been delivered as quick as they can do. So it was a great experience, and the hosting wise, they were really good.
Makes sense. Since you mentioned this word practice, and you're a very big team, so everyone wants to know as to what is this practice that you're talking about. So, if you can just give us a gist of for the viewers as to how long do you guys practice before the game, or what does really go, behind the scenes? A little bit of tidbit.
So it's more likely as usual, like everybody else do. So we just start off our day with the discussion, as in team discussion. Then we set up scrims for ourselves, and we do scrims. Then we do some theory part on base of mistakes or whatever errors and everything, fixing those errors of the scrims. Like every day, like we do the two parts of the day. So it's like morning to afternoon, then evening to night, something like that.
Nice. Superb, makes sense. And speaking about you guys, there are also different teams now who are allotted to you in your bracket or in your group. So, do you know about these teams? Who you're going to play against in the League of Champions? Have you heard about them? Is there any kind of past rivalry? Has any team beat you? Probably not, but have you beat any teams? So, is there any kind of anything of that sort?
So currently, I have. Actually, I have not seen the brackets, but if there are any good teams, I don't think we wouldn't mind to anybody. We wouldn't care or whatever it is, because
Okay.
we are completely on our track. We are not focusing on others' track anyway. So
Mm.
we are good
I
to
guess I
go.
guess that's also a very good thing for other teams or other players who are watching this right now. Like you mentioned, Rossi, just concentrate on what your goal is and where you want
Yes.
to go, and not focus on the other teams. Probably that's a very good mantra in
Yep.
terms of kind of
Well,
going towards victory as well.
that's the key to win your own games.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you think you'll be? I don't know if I should ask you this question, but do you think you'll be in the top 16 every year?
Sure, definitely. Why not? Like we have individually have potential, and
Absolutely.
we all have that maturity to handle the
Right.
game and pressure, and more likely we have all of experience.
Correct. Do you also
So
have friends in the other teams that are playing in the League of Champions?
I am not sure because I don't really check because since we have managers personally
Correct.
saying I don't go
Makes
over
sense.
check over the
Makes sense. You're more focused on the game and more focused on the output, so which is
yes
super
that's
nice.
pretty much it players this.
Right. And since we're speaking about the game, if you can tell us who your favorite agent is, why do you use a specific agent? Have you been using the same agent since the time you started playing this game?
Well, I my favorite agent is Jet, and I use Jet because I see that's the only agent I can prove my potential through. And even though if I choose two other agents, maybe the next agent would be Sova
Yeah,
because that's one of the second favorite agent for me. So
right.
currently I like more like a Jet, and I'm even Jet main, and I'm just using Jet because to prove my potential.
Makes sense. And suppose if it is if there's a scenario in the game before you'll go in where you cannot pick your favorite agent because of the map or because of the opposition, would you
Yep.
still go ahead and still take a risk and play your favorite agent, or then would you like
So so Jet is always in the hearts, like like number one all the time. So but there are the game is getting updated
correct?
every
Absolutely
updates, right? So
right.
we have to keep changing our agents as well. So on specific map we have to take a risk of and playing the other agent as well. So I think it's better to have other options as well.
So
But
sometimes
Jet
it's
is
heart over the mind, sometimes it's the mind over the heart.
yes.
All right. And if you can also give us a little just about your lineups as to how do you all manipulate this in terms of you guys are very big by now, like you mentioned, tier one team. But since you will look at your opposition, look at the map, how do you
Yep.
manipulate your aggressiveness in the game, offensive side, etc.
So it's who brings up this all this outside game stuff because we have other in-game leader who deals with the in-game stuff. So the point is all I put into the words as just a motivation and give them confidence all the time.
Right,
So never degrade anybody, even
right,
though it's playing bad, poor, whatever it is. When somebody is playing so good, just encourage them, let them do more. Something like more like always the motivational speeches or
speak up.
motivational words all the
Correct.
time, like some lines or some sort of encouragements all the time.
Correct, correct. So that's nice. You're maintaining the rapport throughout. You're maintaining the team spirit throughout, which is very good. And also, if there are people who are not watching esports, I guess this is something new for them to understand that
Yep.
there is a lot that goes behind this. Since esports is picking up in India,
Yep.
there is so much of potential and so much to know for people who do not watch esports and are slowly just getting hooked on, to these games. So
Yep.
it's not just about playing the game, but there's so much that goes into backend and motivating, strategizing, and planning as well. One last question. Any kind of
Yep.
message before you play the League of Champions for your fans or for the other teams?
So what I would like to say is everybody play your best, whatever whoever our opponent is, and always be confident for yourself. You'll do the best. That's
Superb,
it.
superb. I like this. I like you putting it in the opposition's foot. You're not saying that we are the best, nor are you saying that we're going to
No,
win,
no.
but we're keeping it very simple, very calm, and we're saying
That's
let the
pretty
best
much
team
it,
win.
man.
That's nice. That's nice, Rossi. Thank you so much for speaking
Thank
to
you.
us. And for all the viewers then who are watching, that's Rossi for you then, who's coming in fourth. We've had a very good chat with him, and we'll let him go then with this. And we wish you all the best and all the good luck as you play the League of Champions. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
speaking to us, and we'll see you then. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.